Hi, this is Dave Luskusky, Group President of the Printing Impressions Publishing Group, and I'm here today with Bernie Gracy, VP of Strategy and New Business Development for Pitney Bowes. Bernie, I want to start by thanking you and Pitney Bowes for being a platinum sponsor of the inaugural InterACT conference. We're really looking forward to a great event, and Pitney Bowes has been a great partner with us from the beginning. I'd like to take a few minutes today to discuss your views on where the market is heading and just talk a little bit about how print is really becoming interactive. For those of you who don't know, the InterACT conference will focus on how to integrate print, online, social, and mobile channels for a more targeted ROI-producing campaign. So, Bernie, I'm curious to know how you see customer communications evolving over the next 2 to 5 years.
It's actually going to be a really fascinating time. Clearly, just as you just described, InterACT, as far as where it was, traditionally a print conference, is now expanding across these number of channels. The number of channels are going to continue to just expand, and the not only channels of notification, but channels of interactivity. This represents both an opportunity and a key challenge for business. One is on the cost side. As the number of channels increase, the cost to serve goes up as businesses are striving to be able to understand what do they need to do to create a perfect experience on these channels. At the same time, with consumers and the consumerization of IT and ubiquitous broadband and new mobile technology, they're looking for experiences in the environment that they want. My wife is addicted to her iPhone. If she can't get her applications on her iPhone, the world doesn't exist. And yet iPad and Droid and everything. So with that, there's clearly the need for this mutually managed customer experience where customers are getting the experience that they want on the devices and platforms they want. And at the same time, business has to have some degree of control with regards to how do they manage their cost. So clearly, it's a brand new world, and moreover, the number of channels of interaction goes up, and we focus in on print. Print has a very important part to play in this as they begin the dialogue, and recognizing that for certain key segments that print communication is going to be important, and for others that interactive mobile experience is going to be important. And businesses are going to have to figure out how to manage that mix.
Well, to that end then, Bernie, can you tell us a little bit about how Pitney Bowes is enabling your customers to provide this next generation of marketing services?
Yeah, a very good question. A lot of this, when we talk about managing the mix, it really comes to starting with data. Clearly, there's customer preference information with regards to channels of interaction, but then there's additional data, especially as you talk about next generation of marketing services. It's all focusing in on relevancy. Not only are you making sure that your data is clean and you have good data hygiene, but how you're using that data to create insight on what should be, that next best offer. And then in the context of that next best offer, which channel should that offer be presented or channels presented? And then finally, when you talk about an offer, what channel should you recommend that customer come back on? So one of the things I think is going to be important as we see customer communications evolve over the next 5 years, and also marketing, is this whole essence of cross-channel optimization. Understanding where a person lives and access to broadband, for example, could influence you being driven to a retail outlet versus being driven to the web versus being driven to an 800 number to call. So as far as Pitney Bowes, we're taking this focus in on not only the multiple channels of interaction where we provide technology, but this data and insight to help optimize that cross-channel mix.
Now, I know that you actually write a blog for Pitney Bowes and are well-versed in social media. And I'd love to hear a little bit more either about that or some of the other ways that Pitney Bowes is using multiple channels to market your own products and engage with customers and prospects.
Yeah, we are very proud in our use of social media. And we were rated as a B2B provider of social media in the mid-30s in the Fortune 500, I think tied with American Express. We have embraced social media with aplomb and are aggressively using it to let the people that follow us. We're aggressive users of Twitter. We have an extensive Facebook site, an extensive Flickr site, YouTube. We are letting our customers and our prospects know across all of these channels what Pitney Bowes is doing, and in many ways doing in real time. At the same time, we use traditional channels to be able to market our products and engage people. We do extensive telemarketing, e-marketing, direct marketing with direct mail. We use our statements to our existing customers to be able to talk to our customers and prospects. We have an extensive direct sales force and presence in more than 130 countries. So we are also looking at that whole multi-channel mix. Our website, how could I forget our website? www.pb.com. All of these are parts of our mix, and we are striving to optimize the mix in how we use Twitter to drive people to content on my blog or others' blogs, or driving people to the web, or driving people to YouTube, or driving people to the reps or to appropriate customer service channels. Multiple channel marketing, multiple channel service, very important at Pitney Bowes.
Well, along those ends, you mentioned direct mail, and I know with a big initiative for you is Connect Plus. But how else is Pitney Bowes technology driving customer engagement across multiple channels?
Oh, that's a really good question. A lot of I think when I talked about some of our multi-channel and cross-channel optimization, people normally think about that in the context of our enterprise, services to the Fortune 1000. Or large enterprises across the globe. But we're doing the same thing down market. Connect Plus, a great example of a mailing machine that's really been transformed into a customer communication management device, where not only do you get the efficiency of mail production, but now have the ability to develop on-the-fly, high-speed, customized messaging on the envelope to improve openability or to provide a platform for third-party advertising. We just showed at a recent Analyst Day something that we are so excited about around direct marketing, where we incorporated our location intelligent targeting to actually de-skill market analysis and segmentation for a small business owner. So if I'm a restaurateur, what I do good is cook. I'm not a marketer. What we do is now wrap a whole bunch of solutions around that restaurateur where they could define what is my de facto trade area, where do my customers live, help me profile what those customers look like, help me find prospects that look like my best customers, and then let me execute a postcard or direct mail campaign to reach those best customers and best prospects. And I have to know nothing about marketing. I have nothing about segmentation. Pitney Bowes basically provides this decision support, and we basically say what's your budget? We'll help you figure out what your best prospects and customers are. And then we help you with the creative. We give you pre-canned templates, and boom, out it goes. So with our equipment and these new software as a service solutions, we are really helping, our technology is really helping customers at the Fortune 500 down to the very smallest business to be able to reach customers across multiple channels.
And I think that was going to be what my next question was, a little bit more about your location intelligence technology. But, since you answered that, can you tell us anything more about where Pitney Bowes is going with, whether it's with its marketing, analytics, software, or hardware down the road?
Yeah, absolutely. So that example I just gave was sort of the application of our location intelligence and predictive analytics and targeting capabilities for small business. But the same occurs, now let's move back up the enterprise. Where trans-promo, for high volume statement batch. This is very important technology for what we can do to make transactional documents more effective for our customers. It's a very important component of our strategy. Location intelligence is also a very important component of what we do in key verticals and in banking and in retail with site selection, site placement, trade area definitions. And I think what's important for Pitney Bowes is when we think about, especially in the context of a conference like InterACT, is driving customer interactions. And those interactions are physical and digital and brick and mortar, right, and human beings. And the ability to take these information assets and how we manage these dialogues, these cross-channel dialogues, these interactions, Location intelligence helps connect the bridge between physical and digital and brick and mortar, and helping to drive that ongoing profitable dialogue between our customers and their customers and prospects.
Well, I think that's a great overview of not only what Pitney Bowes has to offer, but some of the things we're going to be talking about at the InterACT conference. And Bernie, I want to thank you again for taking the time to speak with us today, and we really look forward to hearing more from Pitney at the InterACT conference. For those of you attending the InterACT conference, please make sure to stop by the Pitney Bowes Cyber Lounge and make sure you stay connected and interact with your office and your customers throughout the event. And we hope to see everyone in Chicago.